It's always important to recognize that yes, there are things we can do to try to do more with less time that we have, but the truth is that sometimes we need to question how many priorities we try to take on, because when we try and do too much, we end up getting nothing done. So the challenge is to understand what's really important in your life and what's less important. Let's talk about limits of time and space. Imagine that you have a cupboard, a closet, and you have a bunch of clothes, and you put your clothes from the stuff you like the most on one side, stuff you like the least on the other side, but you only have room for 10 outfits. And every time you buy something new, you throw out the stuff that you like the least. If you find yourself throwing out stuff that you really like, it's an indication that maybe you have too many clothes. Same thing with priorities. If you end up adding too many new things, you have to also remember what is not being done in trying to do this one. What are you ignoring? And if you're ignoring stuff that's important, that's kind of an indication that you have too many priorities and you're trying to do too much. Part of the problem is the tendency to take on a lot of stuff when you have the energy to do so. But you got to remember that you're not always going to be able to function at 100%. So just like a budget, you need to keep money in reserve for unforeseen circumstances. You've got to do the same thing with respect to energy. Because sometimes you're going to be physically sick, you're going to be going through problems at home or with your health and so on. So if you keep it at about 80% and keep the rest in reserve for those times, you'll be able to function well and you'll avoid problems. And this way, then you'll be able to maintain your priorities and do what's really important.